Okay, this is Sorcerer versus Seer. Big optimized setup. Look how they melt. T8 boss, by the way. Good fight. Scourge of Land staggered. And bam. Hey everybody, it's Rob here. Welcome to the optimized Lightning Spear Sorcerer boss killer. As you may have seen in the intro, this build is pretty strong, and contrary to popular belief, a lot of people are saying that this build is lacking a lot of single target. But if you are building it right, you have a lot of single target, and I'm going to show you the entire setup and the rotation, explain a bit more and answer some questions here that I had a lot from the chat. So first of all, here we are in Seer right now. We are doing the Seer rotation. The setup here, what we have changed is, I'm just going to talk about the changes, then we talk about the entire setup. So we are rocking Raiment of the Infinite for max DPS and Fist of Fate for more lucky hit and for more Frozen Orb procs. And basically what the lucky hits do, because I get that question asked a lot, is they are proccing your Frozen Orb auto-magically. If you read the second part of your Winterglass, lucky hit, exclamation mark, your Conjurations have an up to 90% chance to launch a Frozen Orb. So this build does almost use no mana, because in the end we will just be spamming Lightning Spear, as you have seen in the intro. So I'm here with a 4-player party. I'm going to show you the rotation on the boss. So first we just spawn the boss, and before he spawns, basically a few seconds, we will cast our Frozen Orb. And then we basically start spamming our Lightning Spear on cooldown. This can be done by just holding it down. You don't have to press the button, like you don't have to spam it, you can just hold it down. And you see when I hold it down, like I'm just holding down the key, right? Like with one hand, I'm holding down the key, and every time it comes off cooldown, it casts, bam. Then you want to use your Flame Shield. Your Flame Shield not only makes you immortal, but it also gives you your Tybet's Will damage buff. And the same thing can be said for teleport. You see when I teleport, I get unstoppable for a second. And 5 seconds after unstoppable, I keep my Tybet's Will. So we want to use teleport every 5 seconds. We just want to use our Ice Armor for barrier, and we want to use our Unstable Currents. And our Unstable Currents is getting reset, same as our Lightning Spear, from Ice Blades. And we get Burning from Firebolt enchantment, and our Lightning Spear is also getting reset again from our lucky hits from Fist of Fate with Winterglass. And the good thing of Fist of Fate as a boss killer, like this is a full DPS setup, we also changed some Paragon stuff we're going to talk about in a bit, is that we have a lot of lucky hit, and we also have a lot of CC, so we can stagger the boss. This particularly helps a lot if you're just doing you know, fast pit runs. You see here, this is me just running a pit, 101 in 1 minute. And you see on the boss, like we basically engage the boss and he's instantly staggered. And this helps a ton with just killing him instantly. Like if you can kill him in one stagger bar, like you do so much damage. And yeah, again, Fist of Fate is insane for this, because you're proccing so many Lightning Spears, you're proccing so many Frozen Orbs. It's crazy. So let me show you the rotation here in action. Again, we open the stuff. We want to position ourselves about like this away so the Frozen Orb explodes. And as soon as he spawns, we always want to have a Frozen Orb in the sky. So like this, and then we press all our buttons, and then we teleport on him. And we just like let our Lightning Spears basically murder him. And you see, look, usually he dies even before he gets staggered. If you have a little less damage, you will stagger him, and then you will kill him. And boom, down he goes already. And then I'm picking up this loot with mouse wheel. We open again. Then usually I go down here and I press shift and then I press left click, mouse wheel, and boom, everything goes down. And then we go again. Rotation, start casting. You can pick up Crackling Energy. The Crackling Energy here on the ground is going to get spawned by our lucky hits, which Fist of Fate helps with as well. And you see, boom, like my party members are not doing anything. I told them to stand down. And they are standing down. Boom, we're getting a Shaco here live in the video. Actually, before we started recording this video, I got a Raiment of the Infinite quadruple. So we have a big upgrade coming, and I'm still missing a Shaco with a GA. This is like my 11th Shaco or something. We still haven't gotten it, but we're gonna craft soon, my friends. So yeah, again here, we drop the loot. It's important to drop the loot on the bridge so the loot doesn't fall through the floor. Again, we hold shift, and then I spin my mouse wheel. And boom, let's go. And then we can summon again, just like that. Again, we want to keep our distance at the start. Now there's no crackling energy, but doesn't matter, we will spawn more. And you see, like, we kill him in one unstable current rotation. So we cast Forzen Orbs, and then at the end you don't even have to cast anymore. You see, now I'm not casting Forzen Orbs, I'm just holding my Lightning Spear, and the cooldown resets like crazy already. Like, no more Forzen Orbs, I never casted it. We can even do the entire fight without casting Forzen Orbs. But I think it is very useful at the start, and Forzen Orb is the only thing that costs you mana, but you are getting back a bunch of mana when you do have Conjuration Mastery at high stacks. In the end, I've seen some, or I've shown you some clicks where I already have 60 Conjuration stacks, and yeah, you're getting 60 times 26 mana generation. 60 times 26, so you're having a 1500% increased mana generation. And by the way, also 16 times 13x damage multiplier. So it becomes really important to have a big roll there on the amulet. Yeah, we got nothing here. We're also stacking up a bunch of fractured Winterglasses. This one is a decent amulet. I don't know if anyone wants this. I'm dropping it up here. Someone can take this if you want. And we can do this one more time. I can do a kill completely without casting Forzen Orbs, just to show you. It's gonna take a bit longer at the start, but the Forzen Orbs will basically come automatically. So now we're not gonna use any Forzen Orbs. So it's gonna take a little longer for it to really hit off. You see, once your lightning spears are in the sky, it keeps going. It's a bit slower without casting it manually, but boom, you see in the end, like, he still melts completely. This is completely without Frozen Orb. And what you can also do is you can use the Frozen Orb Enchantment. However, I recommend the Ice Blades because it also helps you with unstable currents. But the Frozen Orb Enchantment is also pretty good. So I want to show you one last kill here. Last one, guys. See, we got another Fractured Winterglass that we can give away for free to the community. We also got one with a GA here. Very nice. So now completely with the other enchantment slot. So we have no more Ice Blades. But you see how many Frozen Orbs we are spawning now. Like, I'm not even like pressing it. It just automatically spawns. And boom, it kills everything. That's basically all it goes. And we got another Helm. And we got Andariel's Visage. That can only happen on the streamer server while recording a video. Double Helm, man. And we got the crazy Raiment. But yeah, let's talk about the setup. So GG, guys. So this is basically the full setup. I'm going to show you all my gear. Again, the planner is linked in the description. So we have Harlequin's Crest. If you don't have a Harlequin's Crest, a helm with cooldown and mana per second is very good for the start, because in the beginning, especially if you don't have a Fractured Winterglass with high cooldown, you want to have like 0.4 when it's upgraded minimum, I would say. But that's pretty easy. Even a 0.2 here upgrades to a 0.4 if you crit it once or twice. So if you don't have a Shaco yet, cooldown on helm and mana per second, very important, and also armor usually. I have a non-Uber version in the description as well. Then we are rocking Raiment. No more Tyrell's Might here, because we don't need toughness at all. We just gonna kill the bosses. And this can also be played in pits and stuff if you are like, you know, wanting to go more damage. Again, this is an ARPG. It always only matters how much damage you have. Survivability is like second priority. Because if you kill everything in one shot, it can't kill you. Then we have Fist of Fate here. It gives big lucky hit. And again, the lucky hit is very important for the Fractured Winterglass. And you also get crit chance from it, and you get also a 1.5x multiplier from the secondary, and you get all the crowd control duration, which is really strong. Then on the pants here, we are playing Tyrant's Will. Again, just teleport once every 5 seconds, and you can keep this up permanently. And ideally, I think I want to masterwork the all stats or the life. The resource was like a mishit on the last upgrade. So I don't even have this great gear. I have Uber Uniques. Yes, you only need one Uber Unique for the setup. It's Shaco. And this is pretty much the only one you really need. All the rest is completely optional. Again, Tyrell's Might helps. Starless Sky you don't need. So you only need one Uber Unique. And again, you can play it without Uber Unique, but I really recommend starting this build with a Shaco. That is going to be so much better. You can also start the build when you just have a Fractured Winterglass and again, mana regeneration, cooldown helm. But it's going to feel miles better with a Shaco. So use your sparks and craft a Shaco first. Again, you can get a spark from Lilith, you can get a spark from the Season Journey, and you can just make a second character and get another spark and craft Shaco. So we are playing Esu as boots. You guys can see here my crit chance. I actually have a bit overkill. I have 69 unbuffed, and if I'm buffed, I have 97. But Lightning Spear also gives me 15, so I have quite a lot of crit chance already. I'm still using the crit chance potion, because you're most likely not going to have as much crit chance. I got like a hit here, so not even necessary. Probably better to hit lucky hit once or something. But you only want to hit like 85% crit chance, because again, the Lightning Spear rune also gives you Another 15, thanks for pointing that out. And yeah. But yeah, this is basically the crit chance. I like having a bit more because then I don't have to use evade to get more, right? So the SU is not always up. So actually, I think I'm going to be kind of fine with my crit chance because this is like on average how much crit chance I have. You get more crit chance if you evade and you get movement speed from evading. But this 97 is kind of a fake number because as your damage is at its ceiling and you evade, you lose damage. Like everything that is not casting Lightning Spear, because in the end, you will have, and I will show this to you at the target dummies, you will basically have permanent Lightning Spear anyways. Like you'll be attack speed capped on Lightning Spear. And to reach 60 Conjuration stacks, you need more attack speed on all your gear, ideally, because you need to hit a new breakpoint on those Lightning Spears. But yeah, then we have the Esu, we have the Splintering Energy. This is on a two-hander best. You can gamble maces. If you don't have this aspect, I get this question asked a lot. You can just gamble maces. And Sorcerer here, I'll show this to you real quick. Sorcerer basically always gets 100% chance to get Legendary on maces. So you guys can see here, if I don't have Splintering, I mean I have it right now, but you can just go here. And you can look for mace, and you see once I gamble maces, everything is a Legendary always. So this is like the best way, you know, to kind of get aspects, like just gamble maces. And you can get the Splintering from that, very, very comfortable. And yeah, on the staff here, ideally you want 100% chance for lightning. If you don't get a perfect roll, I definitely recommend at least critting this once, so you have that 100% chance. Everything above 100 is obviously useless, but get 100. And then ideally here I wanted to crit the tempered crit damage twice, but I got the other crit damage. But it's still a decent staff, 1 GA only. Again, no GA on the Esu boots. We have 1 GA here, 1 GA here. Okay, like nothing crazy. No GA here. We have 2 GAs here, kind of lucky, but we got a new one now. Then this is my ring. Also double crit on the Lightning Spear cooldown. I think it's very important as well, especially if you're just starting out, getting like at least 2 crits and a high roll on the Lightning Spear here. And then we have the Frozen Orb explodes twice. This is basically allowing us to reset much faster with our Fractured Winterglass. And again, we have the Splintering, and all the damage here is coming from the Splintering energy. No damage is coming from the Lightning Spears itself. That's why we also only have 1 point in Lightning Spear in our skill tree. But I was getting this question a lot, like why you don't max Lightning Spear. But again, like all damage is coming from this Splintering energy. Okay, and then we have Tarasha's loop ring here. This one gives cooldown, very, very important. Especially if you're just starting out of the build. Cooldown is the most important stat, and the secondary matters a lot as well. So I also only have 1 GA here. I also didn't get a triple crit on cooldown. But again, it's not even necessary, and I'll show you why here in a second. And then we have the Fractured Winterglass, and here, unfortunately, the stats are really, really important, because this is basically the hardest item to get, but also the item that makes the biggest difference. I highly recommend to have at least 0.2 as a base on the Fractured Winterglass. If you have 0.1, the build still works, the Conjuration cooldown. But 0.2 I would say is the absolute minimum. And then if you have 0.2 only, I would definitely recommend trying to crit the Conjuration cooldown once, just to have some extra DPS basically, to have some extra cooldown reduction. So you'll see here. But at some point, and I have a total of, these are my total stats here. So I don't have high crit damage. I've seen people with like 2k crit damage, but it's not even necessary. I can kill the T8 boss, I can kill everything like super comfortable. This build, by the way, is also done at T150 already, so pretty crazy. My total cooldown reduction is 55% right now. So again, it's a triple crit on Shaco and no crit here. And with this, and with just 2 hits in Lightning Spear, again, this is not perfect cooldown. Like you can get another 10 cooldown here, you can get another like 3 cooldown here, and you can get another cooldown here. But with this already, and I'll show this to you, we'll just hold down Lightning Spear, and we use our ultimate just for better resets, and you see how crazy fast it already resets. And we are basically already attack speed capped. Like our Lightning Spear resets so fast that we just hold down W, right? Like that's all I'm doing. I press F sometimes and I hold down W. It resets so fast that we can't even, that it doesn't even have a cooldown. And then you are basically attack speed capped. You see, I'm getting about 50 stacks. I think I'm lagging a bit here. It depends a bit, like if you have a lag spike or not, to get 50 stacks. But yeah, now you could stack more attack speed and basically get to like 60. I have like 54, I think is what I usually get. Oh, actually I realized I have the wrong enchantment, and that's probably why. But yeah, even you see with Forzen Orb Enchantment, it's also very similar. You can play Forzen Orb Enchantment, however, I prefer the Ice Blades, and I usually always play the Ice Blades. And you guys can see, like, now we are like at 50 Conjuration stacks, basically. But the game is lagging, and that's basically the biggest problem, 51. But yeah, you see, like, it's gonna, like, keep proccing even if I go away. Like, this thing just keeps going, and it's insane DPS, basically. Okay. Then we already talked about the 2 enchantments. Nothing changed here. But again, the chest is changed. For normal runs, if you're feeling squishy, you can play with 2 rails, but Raiment of the Infinite Man is what I'm playing. I like to have a lot of deeps. But obviously, you're getting high glass cannon ranks. And this also makes you take 18x more damage. But still very, very solid. So 2 points here. We have basically the charge bolts here for damage reduction. Flame shield, teleport, glass cannon, elemental attunement, ice armor. Nothing really changed here in the skill tree. It's like all as similar. We have big Conjuration Mastery, and you saw here, we are getting 51 stacks, right? So we're getting 51 times 13, and this is a multiplier. This is 7.63 multiplicative damage. So at the high end, this passive is going to give you 10 times more damage. It's basically adding a 0 to your damage, x10. Completely crazy. Devouring Blaze, and here this is the one how we spawn Crackling Energy, and we have a glyph later that gives us more damage when we pick up this Crackling Energy. Then we have Horror Frost, we have Electrocution, damage reduction, Unstable Currents, and Overflow Energy for the cooldown reduction. Paragon tree is also more offensive now. Again, the planner is below. We have Unleash in the starter board now instead of Elementalist. We are spending some mana. Again, I told you, like, as we engage the boss, we're going to use Frozen Orb like once or twice to get our Lightning Spear cooldown back. And then we basically start blasting, right? So this is done to basically get the Unleash glyph, as well as reduce the cooldown of your Lightning Spear initially when you don't have that many Lightning Spears out yet. Because it's a chain reaction at some point, right? And this gives you another 1.8x multiplier. Then we have Tactician here in the Burning Instinct board. We have some damage reduction. We took DPS here. And take actually another DPS node. But yeah, I mean, some life it doesn't hurt, right? And here we have the Elementalist glyph now. We got complete rid of the Reinforced glyph. Again, if you're struggling with toughness, you can go back to the previous setup. In the planner here, down below, we have all the different variants, like no Ubers, Winterglass Ubers. And this is the full DPS variant that I'm playing with Fist of Fate and Raiment of the Infinite. And again, we talked about Fist of Fate earlier. It gives you lucky hits, it gives you stagger on the boss, and the lucky hits proc your Fractured Winterglass. If you're struggling with Lightning Spear cooldown, I definitely recommend playing Fist of Fate over the Storm Swell aspect. It's just like, okay, Storm Swell is more damage, but I think in the end, Fist of Fate is more quality of life, and it could even, and it is definitely more damage on single target. But with Stormswell, you have more AoE damage, I think. Because you get more crit damage and stuff, right? But again, I prefer this setup. And you can like add a Tyrell's Might and just play the setup for pits and stuff as well, right? So that works too. But yeah, this is the setup, guys. Again, linked in the description. So let's talk about the rest of the Paragon tree. So we had the Elementalist glyph here. Now we are playing Frigid Fate with Charge. This is like when we pick up the Crackling Energy. Again, we spawn the Crackling Energy with lucky hits from Static Discharge, so we just pick it, and you see here, boom, we get a damage boost. Very easy. And it's just so crazy, like how fast it resets. You see, all I do is I press my Lightning Spear, I press my ultimate, and the chain reaction just starts, because Lightning Spear, with all our lucky hit chance, is proccing Frozen Orb is proccing Lightning Spear, and it's just, like, even if I stop casting, it's just like a chain reaction that basically will keep going for quite some time, right? And then in the final Paragon board, we have Elemental Summoner, Conjurer. Again, all our stuff is Conjuration, so we get more duration, we get more elemental stacks for our Conjuration Mastery, and it just goes crazy. Then we have Destruction here. Again, crit damage is a multiplier with Charged. This is how we scale damage, so we want to max it. And then we have Exploit, we make targets vulnerable. And last but not least, we have the Flame Feeder here in the Static Search board. And yeah, my friends, that's pretty much the build. Again, to drop items, because I get this question asked a lot, you don't have to do this. This is like 2 clicks. You can just hold Control, hold left click, or click left click. Boom. And what I can do is I can just scroll my wheel, and boom. And this is done by, I can unlock my wheel like this. So this is my normal mouse wheel. And I can click this and just spin, and it spins very fast. You see? It's a Logitech G502 Hero, if you want to know. Not sponsored, by the way, yet. Well, yeah, that's pretty much the Sorc boss killer. And again, this can kill any boss. And this here was my T8 boss kill. Just for the end. I don't even know if I was playing the Raymond here yet. But you see here, this is a T8 boss, and you basically just try to get the bosses closer together, and you deal way more damage. You see, they die in like 10 seconds. It's completely crazy, and they also get staggered. You see how the stagger bar, like he just instantly is staggered, and once he's staggered, he's dead. And yeah, it's the same here for Zir. Again, you can also have a rogue cast its totem. Then your damage is even going more crazy. Watch this one. This is only me doing damage, but the Umber Crooks, the rogue with the totem. So once you have the totem, you see I'm getting way more Conjuration Mastery stacks. The Lightning Spears will basically bounce between the token and the boss, hence increasing the damage even further. So if you have a rogue friend and he has an Umber Crooks, you can like multiply your damage. It's a pretty broken mechanic. It goes pretty crazy with Umber Crooks. So if you have those guys in, see here again, like the boss spawns, and the Umber Crooks one is here, and it just bounces, and boom, boss is dead. So yeah, this build has tremendous single target. If you have, you know, the right gear, you have the right setup, and you can deal a lot of damage. And I hope you guys get lucky and get a Shaco, because Shaco is just such a big quality of life. I wish, you know, I could just give them away. Like, I have so many. And I'm gonna do a big crafting session soon. I actually found one with a GA, but it's just not good. So I think I found like about 70 Uber uniques already, and the drop chance really has been increased pretty decently. And we're gonna do a big Shaco craft session soon. But yeah, I would hope I could give them away at some point, man. It would be cool if you can at least share the Uber uniques with the people that you are in a group with. Because like you have just so many, and there's just like, I mean, there's a use for them. You just salvage and then you craft more. But yeah, really hoping for a GA Shaco, but just a normal Shaco here, guys, is a big game changer for this build. So again, it can be played without Shaco, but Shaco is the only Uber unique that you really need. And with Shaco and the cooldown it brings, it's just so crazy quality of life for Lightning Spear. But again, if you don't have it, Helm with mana regeneration and cooldown is good. And you probably can just like get a bigger Lightning Spear roll, and maybe get lucky with Tarasha and get some more cooldown there. But yeah, this build is crazy, my friends. It's truly the season of the Sorcerer. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this build, I'm sure. And we'll probably make another like FHQ if there's more questions. If there's any questions still that I haven't answered, guys, let me know in the comments. Again, we're just holding down our Lightning Spear here. So it goes completely crazy. And yeah, truly a season of the Sorcerer. You might even lag out the game like this. And I'm gonna have a lot of fun. And I think you guys will too on the Sorcerer. Hope you enjoyed, my friends, and I'll see you soon. GG. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.